In this video we're going to talk about annotations. I'm going to talk about the generic concept of annotations, and in 2,
I'm going to talk about when humans and machines work together to create automatic annotations.
An annotation, you can see an annotation as a small piece of information which you attach to the specimen, a specimen such as we have at Naturalis in the National History collections.
There's lots of reasons why you might want to annotate a specimen after the data has been published and put out there. Maybe the taxonomy has changed and you need to edit the name of the specimen. Maybe you've learned new things about the specimen. Maybe there's a spelling mistake.
The concept of annotations is very flexible, giving us a very powerful tool to extend, to put more information into the specimen and get everything connected to the specimen in one place together. Today you would send an email to the specimen curator, to the data curator. He would have to check your email, he would check your evidence if everything is right. If he agrees, he can change it in his system and then publish his data again. It's a lot of manual work. You have to do a lot of steps, and all these steps aren't very visible to anybody outside of these 2 people. So how will DiSSCo improve this? Well, we remove a lot of manual work. So you won't have to send your emails. You can just go to a platform. You can start typing, start producing your annotations, and will be immediately attached to the specimen. It's much more efficient.
And then once the annotation is there, the collection owner can decide whether or not to approve or disagree with the annotation. And this whole process is fully transparent. Instead of secret emails being passed back and forth, the entire research community can get a word in this discussion. So creating annotations through this process is really good for researchers who notice an issue or want to correct one or a few specimens. But what happens if someone finds an issue with an entire expedition, or if they want to change or update thousands or even millions of specimens?
That's where machine annotation services take place.
Exactly. So machine annotation services are computer programs that are able to automatically create annotations. This isn't robots taking over. Humans are still informed with what they're producing, but machine annotation services let us automate a lot of tedious, time-consuming work. Without machine annotation services, or without automation, if a researcher or a collection manager notices that data needs to be changed, that often means updating thousands or millions of records by hand. That's a lot of work for collection workers or volunteers or grad students. And even if one institution manages to automate some of this tedious work, they often can't share those kinds of services because the data is stored in different ways.
How cool would it be if we could all work together as a European community on creating these automated services and creating all these annotations?
I think that would be great. So with machine annotation services, we put machines to work for us. By using machine annotation services, you can automate a lot of the tedious work, which frees up collection managers to focus on the cool stuff.
Collection managers can focus on the interesting bits, where their expertise is most required.
Second, with DiSSCo's shared data model, a machine annotation service can be applied to any of the hundreds of institutions that make up the DiSSCo community. That means that we can share resources, share expertise, and share services across the European natural science collections.